So I will be talking about a upcoming branch or risk factor, that is air pollution in 21st century, challenges and solutions. So I start the lecture with tributes to my late father, Comrade Vitull Gupta, and gratitude towards my friend, mentor, guide, Dr. Gurpreet Singh Wander. Coming on to the topic, the United Nations Environmental Programme defines pollution as the direct or indirect alteration in biological, thermal, physical or radioactive properties of any medium in such a way as to create a hazard or potential hazard to human health. So these things are real important, that is, create a hazard or potential hazard to human health or to the health, safety or welfare of any living species. So that include animal, plants, etc. So whenever they are threatened with adverse effects, that content we call it as pollution. So to define air pollution, the contamination of indoor and outdoor environment. Mind you, the pollution is indoor as well as outdoor by any chemical, physical or biological agent that modifies the natural characteristics of the atmosphere. So this we include under the definition of air pollution. So causes, we all know, we have already discussed, that can be outdoor, that can be indoor, and air pollutants include particulate matter, nitrogenous oxides, sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, ozones and volatile organic compounds. So these are the major constituents of air pollution. So it can be because of industrial emissions, transportation, agriculture, household activities or burning of fossil fuels. So these are the main causes which are leading to air pollution. In 21st century, air pollution presents a significant global challenge. So that is what we are talking about. WHO reports 9 out of 10 people. So this is a major statement by WHO that 90% of the population worldwide breathe polluted air. So 9 out of 10 people are living under the influence of air pollution, with India being one of the most affected countries. In India, air pollution is now considered to be as significant public health issue, and you find daily media reports of air pollution. It is affecting almost every major city in India. China and India has largest number of premature deaths due to air pollution. Now it is evidence based. The scientific literature states that premature deaths are increasing because of air pollution, and it is estimated that air pollution costs India approximately $36.8 billion annually, which is about 1.36% of annual GDP. So this is almost equal to the health budget of India. So this slide is quite scary because air pollution, 63 Indian cities are among the first 100 polluted cities in the world. So we are living, India is a major population who is living in air polluted conditions. So what are the challenges? Challenges include global health burden and climate change. Climate change, you again will find media reports that climate change is leading to adverse environmental issues, increasing floods, increasing rains, increasing cloudbursts, landslides, etc. So what is health? Health is a state of complete physical, mental, social well-being, and not merely absence of disease or infirmity that we all know from WHO definition, and emphasizes on resilience, adaptability with dimensions to present a holistic view such as emotional health, spiritual health, intellectual health, environmental health, occupational and vocational health, as well as financial health are now being included in a broader definition of what is health. So this slide again tells us about the Indian challenge about air pollution. Air pollution shortens the average Indian life expectancy by 5.2 years. So this is a major fact. 1.4 billion people in India live in the areas where annual average particulate pollution levels exceeds WHO guidelines. So almost every person is living under the influence of air pollution in India. Since 1998, average annual particulate pollution has increased by 42%. So that is what India is facing about air pollution challenge. So this chart again gives us an impression how much air pollution is affecting the world. So Earth's health and health of Earth's inhabitants, both planet as well as their inhabitants, are linked together. Pollution and climate change are interlinked and increasingly being recognized as gravest threat to both Earth and every living being on Earth. Pollution is now recognized as a silent crisis and a grave public health issue. Adverse effects of pollution are not only with air pollution but equally serious and not very much talked about. Soil pollution, water pollution, noise pollution is again a very important issue. You go to any marriage, people enjoy high sound orchestra. You go to gym, the sound is very high and people don't realize that it is having adverse health effects, but they enjoy, and that enjoyment in future is going to lead to health issues. Air pollution not only impacts Earth's ecological system but also contributes to burden of disease, leading to significant economic and societal cost. This emphasizes the far-reaching impact on human health. So we must stress on this, that air pollution, which was considered years before that only affecting the lung health, is affecting each and every aspect of Earth's inhabitants, whether humans, plant, anything you consider, it is being affected by air pollution. So if we consider mortalities and morbidities due to air pollution, in India in 2017, despite constituting 18% of global population, it accounted for 26% of global disability adjusted life years attributed to air pollution. So this is a huge number. 8% of India's overall disease burden and 11% of premature deaths among people less than 70 years of age are directly linked to air pollution. Ambient pollution contributes to about 0.67 million deaths, and indoor pollution, which was responsible for about 0.48 million deaths in India. So if we consider impact on health, you see it is impacting almost each and every system of the body, that is heart, reproductive system from head to toe, respiratory system, gastrointestinal, arteries, and leading to obesity, diabetes, bladder cancer, kidney cancer, systemic inflammation, and ultimately leading to increased mortality. So this book we published this year, and it was released in Delhi by Dr. Jitendra Singh, Union Health Minister. So this is the comprehensive first of its kind in the world, which is having 34 chapters. Each chapter is pertaining to the effect of air pollution, or pollution you can say, on every part of the body, whether you consider reproductive, you consider neurological, gynecological, eye, ENT, every part of the body is affected. And this is comprehensive book which you can download free of cost from our website www.apimalwa.com, and this we are distributing free of cost at the PDF copy. So these are the chapters. If you enumerate, every chapter is considering the cardiovascular health, communicable diseases, hypertension, atherogenesis, heart failure, metabolic health. So all these systems are included in this book. So that is how we at least I was apprised that how air pollution is adversely affecting our body. So what are the mechanisms? Mechanisms again are very worse and affecting through each and every part. So it starts with the upper respiratory tract, lower respiratory tract, affecting the alveoli, which is leading to prenatal exposure, epigenetics, immunology, oxidative stress, and it starts from the airways and alveoli. So that is the portal of entry from where the mechanism or pathophysiology starts. So it is impacting the air pollution and metabolic health. I will not go in detail, but this cartoon depicts how it is impacting the metabolic health, and similarly the cardiovascular diseases. Basically, we should be apprised that mechanisms are there by which we infer that how air pollution is affecting each and every system. So this is how cardiovascular system is being affected. This is how hypertension is going to increase under the influence of air pollution. This is having neurotoxic effect. Until unless I started with the book, I was not knowing what is the pathomechanism of air pollution having neurotoxic effect. So this is the stroke mechanism, and you won't believe that it is increasing the incidence of Alzheimer's disease also through a set pathomechanism which is depicted here. So it contributes to depression. So depression is not only the disease as such, but air pollution is one of the risk factors causing depression. Non-communicable diseases attributable to air pollution encompasses a spectrum of serious health conditions, notably heart disease, stroke, chronic pulmonary obstructive disease, and lung cancers. So these types of NCDs are linked to air pollution, including respiratory diseases, cardiovascular diseases, cancers, metabolic diseases, as well as neurological diseases. So if we consider burden of disease in India, air pollution contributes to about 1.67 million deaths annually in India, and vulnerable population include children, elderly, low socioeconomic groups, and deprived section of society, including pregnant women also. So these are the vulnerable groups who must take care to live or mitigate air pollution. At least they can decrease the indoor air pollution, because the outdoor air pollution may not be in their hands, but still if there are deprived sections, elderly, children, and pregnant women should have a clean indoor environment. So climate change is said to be the gravest existential challenge to the planet Earth, environment, economy, as well as human health. So including these 21st centuries, first we have discussed the health, and that next is climate change. WHO has sounded alert that climate change is a fundamental threat to human health. So 3.6 billion people already residing in highly susceptible areas to climate change endure the hardest health impacts as well as environmental effects. So what is climate change? It refers to both global warming as well as its effect on Earth's climate and weather patterns. Climate change has increased the intensity and frequency of extreme weather events like droughts, hurricanes, heavy rainfall, as well as heat waves. Melting ice caps and glaciers, marine life has been affected. Climate change is threatening the biodiversity. Climate change, as WHO has warned, is impacting human life and health like never before, with serious economic consequences. And this is how the climate change is affecting. It is leading to global warming, heat events incorporated with air pollution, age, socioeconomic status, and health status. It is increasing our vulnerability and increasing adverse health effects. So again, climate change is, we have discussed the air pollution pathophysiology, how it is adversely affecting health, and this is how climate change is affecting adversely the population. So this is neutral heat exposure. Again, I will not go into detail, but just apprise you, there is set pathophysiological mechanism that the impact of climate change on adverse health effects. So Earth's health and health of the Earth inhabitants are incruciably linked to each other. Pollution and climate change are interlinked and increasingly being recognized as the gravest threat to both Earth and every living being on Earth. Mark these lines. The population, the human population, as well as every living being on Earth is being affected. So what are the solutions and way forward? So this is a topic in itself, but briefly, climate change, environmental pollution, terrorism and many other global threats do not stop at borders. So they are across border threats. We all bear the global responsibility and thus need a global identity to enable us to cope with them. We must learn to integrate different levels of identity in ourselves. Policy and regulatory solutions are of prime importance. With aid of technological innovations, we can mitigate the effect of air pollution and climate change, behavioral and lifestyle changes with sustainable transportation, improved indoor air quality and waste management will go a long way in mitigating the adverse health effects. So challenges in addressing air pollution, lack of awareness is first and foremost. So our book is going to help sensitize the people about health effects affecting each and every system of the body, and ineffective enforcement. Again, today's headlines were stubble burning. So there was lack of enforcement, lack of incentives also, which is leading to increasing air pollution. Urbanization, we cannot stop urbanization. It again is leading to environmental hazards. To conclude, my dear friends, in 21st century, air pollution is fast becoming a major driver of adverse health effects in India. Tackling air pollution is essential for improving public health outcomes. So this is real important. If we don't contain, mitigate, decrease air pollution, we are in for increasing adverse health effects. Urgent action is needed from policymakers, health providers and public health to curb pollution levels and mitigate health effects. So this is the book. We are promoting this. Please download the book from www.apimalwa.com and go through it. Thank you very much.